Hello, I'm Karen and this is it. This is the final round, round 5 of doing our border. Now your work will look something like this. It might just look a little bit more like this maybe. I don't know. That'd look quite nice, wouldn't it, if it actually fitted like that. Maybe I should design a new one. But anyway, the pattern, as it says, because all the way down the line, it's been a different row and I've been casting off and fastening off. Theoretically, I don't suppose you really do need to do it with this round because you're still carrying on with white. But I wanted to, just to make sure that we've got no tails in the way, I just want to make sure I'm just going to show you and go around this corner here and share with you this next little part of the pattern. So what it actually says as well, because it still refers to this as a treble, which could well be a double. So I mean, I could be wrong, but like I said, when I showed you on the other one, I've gone by the image of the picture as well as a guide for this because the picture was there, and if I hadn't have had the picture, I wouldn't have been able to make this optical illusion by this stitch looking like it goes all the way through there. But it describes this one. You need to do 1 double crochet, so that's a single crochet in America, in the space next after the treble. So that's that stitch there. So we're going to go into that space there and do our single or our double. Then you need to do a chain of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then to double crochet, which is a single crochet, into the 5th stitch from the needle. So that's there. And we know it's not a slip stitch because it actually refers to the single crochet, which is a slip stitch in the previous round. And we need to do another chain of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Double crochet into the 5th stitch from the needle, which is just there, which was a single crochet in America. And then it says to, I'm going to read the words. I'm trying to, it's because of it, Victorian writing, it's quite, I think it's quite bizarre. 1 double crochet in the space next after a double crochet stitch of the last round. So that's my double stitch, or it's a single crochet in America. And so the space after is into that space here. And when I first did that, I was like, oh, well, that don't look right. It looked a bit messy. But looking at the way this stitch is going to pull over to this side, and when we finish off, we're going to have a stitch there. So that's going to pull that there, so that flattens that out better. And then what you do is you're doing a single crochet or a double crochet the other side of this post to keep those stitches neatly together. Okay, and so then you're going to do another chain of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do the single crochet or double crochet stitch into the 5th of the chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and do your double if you're English, single if you're American stitch into there. And then we're going to work into this space here. Now I found that the closer you work to this actual post, the neater your finish becomes. And if you can't quite sit in the right place, because you can actually maneuver it a little bit and pull it around. Well, that's not a very good stitch there, is it? I'm not undoing it just for the sake of a video. I've already tried to do this particular video. I've actually tried to do this video. This is my 3rd attempt today because silly little things keep going wrong. Like my alarm went off on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the thing is, my alarm was not in the same room as me, so I couldn't even just reach over and just switch it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and do our stitch into there. So yeah, I've just had one of those funny moments this morning and do a nice stitch into there, so that sits along there. Now if I look at the image does show you some little gaps there, so I do know that this is all sitting correctly. And like I said before, I perceive this to be, if I sit and put my stitches neatly, put everything neatly, I perceive that to be the church with inside a castle. Okay, you might not, but because of I just saw all the religious sides of this one, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then after finding out that Mr. Walker, who went over to Ireland, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, when I found out that he actually trained to be a reverend and was more often than not called reverend, then that's where I started to join him to the actual crochet, because previously I was always under the illusion that he didn't. I know he had the money, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I know that he was supporting his wife with the timber lace. But then after finding out these other things, 3, 4, 5, it made me wonder. It's like, when he married his wife, did she share with him that she actually could crochet? And tell him and say, you know, this is what I really want to do. This is what I want to be able to share and do with everybody. And was it his belief in her that made it all begin? That's why they went over to Ireland. Something I probably never know the answer to that one. But now then, when we come into the corner, do my single crochet there. It just says make increases sufficient at the corner, make increases at the corners sufficient to turn them nicely in the manner shown in the engraving. Okay, so this is where basically you've got to try and make this bit up. Okay, so we're following this pattern. So right now I actually need another little bit of my turret. So I'm going to do another chain of 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And do my stitch into there. And then when I did that, I was like, oh, that takes me straight to that loop there. So I worked a stitch into the loop there. Then I did another chain of 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And do my, I want to say a single crochet because I've got American crochet in my head, which takes me then to my next little loop to be able to do a single crochet into there, and then do another chain of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm sorry, my yarn feels tight. And then single crochet. I've split my yarn. Tut tut tut. Single crochet into there. And then this makes me then, when I come round the corner, it makes me sit back into the space where I was doing my other my work from. Not quite in the right place, but it made a nice effect around the corner, if you can see that. So and now I need to do my other chain of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and single crochet. And see, now that, if you sat and did that, just did one at a time over those, yeah, because it's like right now, because it's like realistically what I need to, I need to get into that stitch there, which is where I was beginning from before. So then that means I'm going to do a single crochet into there and then begin doing the 2 turret things again. But if you look at it, see, if you're looking at that, it is actually still leaving the gaps. I still wonder whether I should actually do another stitch in there myself and tuck it in, but I don't know. It's not, I'm trying to show you. That's what I said, is it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As beautiful as this pattern is, it started to become confusing to me because I say, after all of when the beauty of it, when you just I needed to see the image. I was glad the image was there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Work back into there, and now we're going to work back into this stitch, this side of there where we needed to be. Yeah, I do hope that that made sense, but it does, the pattern still follows then, doesn't it? We've still got the same amount of gaps in between that we had in those ones. I don't know, it's one of those ones where you can, if you want to change this particular bit and you want to try and make your own little thing, it doesn't matter. You as long as you've got this illusion bit going off, because that was the bit that I was more impressed with than anything else, was the optical illusion. If I just get the picture again just to show you, because I'm on, what am I on? Oh, I'm only on 11 minutes, that's not so bad. When we look at the image, have a look at the comparison. Yeah, we've got our bobbly bits going around the corner. Can you see that clearly? I'm going to pull it a bit closer. Yeah. It's not really, they've not really done the best job themselves, have they, around the corner, to be fair. So, I think mine looks quite neat. I shall continue. So, because it's only, as long as we keep making sure, as long as you've got a stitch each side of your post, because you could, let's have a look, let's have a try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just do that as a single crochet there. That's going to take us over, because if I only do one, we're going to sit in the wrong place, so we have to do the 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and single crochet into there, and then that does then make it back sitting to the right place of there. So I'm quite convinced what I've shown you to do going around the corner is correct, but there wasn't actually any written words for that particular piece, and I think you've still got that nice effect going off around there. Okay, so the best thing that I can do now, I suppose, really is to leave you all alone and let you make up your own minds. I say the last 2 rounds have been an interesting journey. I'm just moving those out of the way just so that I can show you the finished blanket that I did, and I can show you. See, it sits nicely, and I have on this one, I've got this error here, which I've shown you how to correct that in there. We should see that. It's much clearer, isn't it, in the blue. It is just so much clearer to be able to see what's going off there and making it look like that. So I wonder what this one's going to look like when I've got the frill around the edge, because I've never actually completed one of these with the little tiny bobbly bits around the edges. It was just something I just was messing about with, and I needed to do so that I could show you how to do. Because if you haven't looked at my other video, because I noticed, because I went and I looked last night and I was like, oh, the one where you sew together has not got as many views. But if you want to see how to get this perfect centre, and it really genuinely is, and it's beautiful both sides, I do recommend that you actually go and watch, and I show you how to do the sewing in so that you get the best effect that you can for your Victorian blanket. So I'm going to just let that settle down a minute because it went all bright then. So let's put that there so you can see that really, really, really nice and neat. Okay, so I want to thank you again for joining me on my journey. Now I've got to, for those of you that was interested, Dr. Potter has written, when I wrote to him and I sent my accidental email, he did write back, and he's actually using first name terms with me now, which I think, oh, I might have impressed him a little bit, because he's an elderly gentleman, and obviously I was raised to respect my elders, and I've tried to be as respectful as I can. But honestly, sending out an email by accident without even signing it, it could have been a little bit on the awkward side. But he was really, really kind about it, and he has said, was he's stuck by his timeline that so now it's a couple of weeks away until he will actually look at all of my work, start doing all of his checking, and I have one more little thing to do, which I'm not going to say to him or to anybody because I'm not quite sure whether I'm actually right or wrong about something. I've got a new little mystery to this bit, and I think that I might be able to get some support from somebody else, but I don't know if that person is still available on the details that I've found. So that I'm not prepared to say where I'm going with that one, because obviously if the email address and everything I've got is wrong, then that's it. I'm going to be barking up the wrong tree, and I don't know how long it's going to be to find that bit. So, but obviously all of my other stuff that I provided was, I've given Dr. Potter as much factual information as I possibly can. So hopefully we'll be able to rewrite the history books and say that crochet originated in Limerick in Ireland, and I don't know, it'd just be so cool. Anyway, thank you for watching, thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing, thank you for your thumbs up, thank you so much, I really do appreciate it. And my next videos, I'm going to do something that's quick and easy, nice and practical, and there's some things that I already said that I was going to do that I haven't actually done, so I want to get back on track and get back to where I was before, so that, because I had my own little plan, but then, you know, I didn't realise how popular I was going to be, and people were like, oh, can you do me this, can you do me this, can you do me this, and all of a sudden I started to feel like I was sort of flitting here and there, and I needed to ground myself. Stop, take a step back. So yeah, so some nice little quickie and easy things that are practical, which is what I like best. I do things that just make your life that little bit easier. Okay, thanks again for watching, thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing. Bye for now.